I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet every single time they think of you, and your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. Okay? How to manifest a height change. Okay? So, look, I'm just gonna get right fucking to it, okay? We don't bullshit around here. We don't beat around the bush. If you are trying to manifest maybe like a 1 or 2 inch height increase, that is definitely possible. I will say that if you are 5'5" and you're trying to become 6'2", I've personally never seen it, but like the scriptures say, with God, anything is possible. But one thing is for sure. Well, you know what? Enough with all the jibber jabber. I'm going to give you what technique I would use if I was to do a height increase. Now, me personally, I'm 5'6". That's what it says on my driver's license. 5'6" on a good day, 5'7" on a bad day, right? Or, excuse me, 5'7" on a good day, 5'6" on a bad day, right? Or actually, who knows? Maybe I want to be shorter, okay? Maybe I like that mini-me life. But I'm a short king, okay? And I've been in that situation where height was an insecurity, but the technique that I'm going to give you here is what sort of not only helped me overcome the insecurity, but literally put me in the state of mind of one who was tall. Fucking a giant, a tower, the one who everybody is looking up to, right? So, without further ado, let's begin. The technique is simple. Just like with anything, whether you are manifesting an SP, whether you are manifesting money, you have 2 options. You can either A, visualize, or B, you can affirm. And me personally, I have my own set of affirmations, which I call self-pedestalization, which is personally my favorite way to manifest. Or you can do both. Both of them work. I'm not going to tell you that one is more stronger than the other. I honestly believe that it depends strictly on you and the way that you impress your subconscious, whether it's with what you say or whether it's what you see in your imagination. Some people have a more weaker imagination, which is why I typically refer them to do my self-pedestalization affirmations. But like I said, I'm not going to choose for you. I'll let you choose. Me personally, why not fucking do both? But I'll give you a visual and then I'll give you my affirmations. So first, I'll just start with the visualization. An easy visualization that you can do for a height increase is going to the doctor and they have you do the whole little height fucking thing. And right after he's done putting you on the scale, he's like, 6'1". Wow. I mean, am I daydreaming? Weren't you a fucking midget like 5 years ago? Just imagine the doctor saying that. Obviously, he's probably not going to fucking cuss, but he might, because seeing somebody go from 5'5" to 6'1" might be crazy. You can do that where you're at the doctor, or you can literally, one of the easiest visualizations is seeing in your imagination you talking to your friend or to your mom or your brother, whoever it is that you trust, who is someone that you share accomplishments with and good news with, right? Whoever that person is in your life, just simply imagine that you guys are having a conversation about how you cannot believe that you increased 4 inches. Then you increase 2 inches. When I'm saying that, I'm thinking of something else. My fucking sick mind. Jeez Louise. Come on, Neil. Get your head out of the gutter. But just imagine that you're having a conversation of how you cannot believe that you got a height increase. Just something simple. You don't have to make it extravagant. You don't have to see people fucking throwing confetti and worshiping you at your feet. I mean, I guess you could, but the more natural, the better, honestly, because whenever you make your visual feel real, the more it's going to wake the fuck up out of your subconscious, and your subconscious is going to get off its lazy ass and actually reflect that in your 3D. So yeah, either have a conversation with someone in your imagination, or see yourself getting height checked by your doctor or whatever the fuck, which personally I hardly even have to go to the doctor, so I don't even know how often you guys go, but whatever it is, I personally would just go with the conversation, right? And again, don't make your visual a fucking movie. You don't have to fucking get Christopher Nolan involved and work on the cinematography. Like I always say, your visualization does not need to be in fucking IMAX 3D Blu-ray, okay? What matters is that it is a visual. These are the two things that really matter, okay? From what I've experienced. A, that it's a visualization in first person fucking perspective, okay? First person shooter. You're not gonna see, when you're playing Call of Duty, you're not seeing the end of your fucking gun barrel, okay? You are seeing the hands of your character with the fucking gun. Okay, that's the way you have to see it. Don't watch it like a fucking movie of you and the person talking about, oh my gosh, I got a height increase. No, you are sitting at the coffee table. All you can see is the coffee, because who the fuck looks at their hands whenever they're trying to have a one-on-one conversation, right? You can feel your jaw moving. I just had a height increase. You can see the back of the wall. You guys simply sit at that same fucking booth in the restaurant every single damn time that you guys fucking order shrimp on the Barbie. I don't know what the fuck if you're an Australian. And then maybe smell the coffee, hear the people talking, and the fucking shitty ass country music that they play all the fucking time, like if you're in CMT, and then boom, you're there. And just the fucking shorter you make the visualization, the better. Because I would say that personally, on average, after 10 fucking seconds, you already stop paying attention to whatever you try to focus on. Us humans are most 90% of you are TikTok brains. Okay, so the shorter, the better. Okay, smell the coffee when you guys are at the fucking table. You know, hear the shitty ass country music. Feel your jaw saying, I had a crazy height increase. Can you believe it? And then boom, there you go. There's your fucking visual, all right? Maybe fucking fart after. I don't know. Make it as real as possible. But the second most important thing, besides making it in first person, after that hideous fucking explanation, the most important thing I would say is that you impress your subconscious. And when I say impress, I don't necessarily mean like if this is a fucking American Idol audition. What I mean is that, well, in a way it kind of can be looked at that, but what I mean is you have to make it strong enough to where your subconscious almost gets a red alert, like boo, 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 something is in the atmosphere. You have to basically do that, okay? You have to make it to where your subconscious feels basically like something actually happened, to where when you look back at that visual, it feels like a memory, okay? So do it to the point where it feels like a memory, where it no longer feels like a fantasy, and don't tell yourself that you are visualizing. I can't fucking speak. Visualizing. Don't tell yourself that you're visualizing. Tell yourself that it already happened. Okay, boom. So that's how I would visualize. But to be honest, what I would personally do for a height increase is whenever I feel the insecurity, whenever you feel the insecurity, let's say you are at basketball practice, okay, and all the, basketball players are just looking at you like this, right? And you're just like, please, sir, can I have some more? I would fucking tell myself that I am the tallest fucking short person that ever fucking lived. I would tell myself in my brain, regardless of if people are calling me shorty or people are calling me fucking, oh, you're a little midget, which, to be honest, who the fuck even does that anymore? This is not Disney Channel 2001, right? But if your negative dialogue is telling us, oh my gosh, you're so short, you can never get a girl above 5'6", oh, why even ask Jessica out? She's probably gonna dump you because she's gonna have to fucking, treat you like her little baby brother. Tell yourself that I am the exception, that every single tall woman wants to suck my dick. Say the most craziest, outrageous fucking things. I mean, tell yourself that basketball scouts are begging for you to be on their team. And you don't have to say that you're tall. You can just simply say that all the things that tall people have an advantage in, you have that advantage despite the fact that you're short. Okay? Tell yourself that all the basketball players in the NBA are asking for dunk advice directly from you, and you're teaching basketball players to dunk. Tell yourself every single day that you're teaching basketball players to dunk, okay? And tell yourself that women beg to be with you regardless of the fact of your height. They carry 5 pairs of panties every single day because they have to keep going to the bathroom because they love how fucking sexy you look and how fucking short you are. It turns them on with how fucking short you are. You see, what we're doing right there is we're no longer trying to get you taller. We are simply helping you to not give a fuck that you're short. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? I didn't even know about being short, or at least I didn't know that 5'5" or 5'6" was considered short for a man until about 3 or 4 years ago, okay? Now, maybe I was living under a fucking rock, okay? But I guess us short people, when you live under a rock, it doesn't really affect you as much because you have more space to breathe. But either ways, I didn't think that was a thing. I thought that I was, to be honest, and maybe it's because I had a different childhood and I wasn't like always on my phone all the time. I honestly thought that being tall was more of like a special type of thing. But I don't know if this has always been like this, but I notice on TikTok, Instagram, well, I don't use TikTok anymore, but really social media in general, there's this idea that, if you're short, it's almost like it's talked about like if it's a fucking disability, right? I mean, I can even see the whole thing of like if you have a small dick, right? Because maybe there are, ways to increase, the size on that. But that's another fucking thing, right? I guess that's the next fucking video, right? But I never actually truly thought that women gave a fuck so much about height. But apparently there's like people who say that if you're not over 6'1", that there's a percentage of likelihood of your success when you go on dating apps. And it's just all this bullshit, right? But I didn't know about this until my late 20s, okay? And I would talk to practically any girl, any ethnicity, whether it was a 5 out of 10 or whether it was a 10 out of 10, whether it was a fucking model or whether it was the hottest girl in the room or whether it was the one that smelled like fucking macaroni and cheese, but maybe I would still bang. I would talk to any girl. And never did they ever say anything about my height. But the moment that, and I always had success with women throughout my fucking career, right? I always had success with women. But it wasn't until I became aware of this whole thing about height that I started hearing other girls mention about my height. Now, was this some sort of coincidence? No. There's no coincidences in this reality. You see, whatever I put in my awareness, that is what I had to get reflected. But I spent almost a whole minimum fucking murder charge prison sentence not realizing that height was ever an issue with women. And I never once had a girl who I was trying to spit game with or trying to date or ask out mention anything about height. But all of a sudden I put in my awareness that, oh, you have to be over 6'1" or else you're going to have limited chances with hot girls. And once I put that in my awareness, I started to see that reflected back to me. Well, the same way that I instantly manifested a lot of girls rejected me because of my height is the same way that you can put in your awareness all this shit that I'm telling you, that height doesn't matter and that women love how fucking short you are and that, you know, fucking if you increase an inch, they actually start losing attraction for you. If you say crazy things like that, you're going to get it reflected back to you, because the whole reason why I saw women reject me for my height is not because it's an actual issue, but because I believed it was an issue. Okay. And the only reason why so many men are not finding success because of their height is not because that's an actual thing, but it's simply because that is what has to be reflected to them based off of what they believe, right? But the more you keep saying crazy things like, I am teaching basketball players how to dunk, I am the tallest short motherfucker in the fucking universe, saying things like that, basically say the most craziest affirmations that you can think of that takes this whole height increase off the fucking pedestal. Do it to the point where you feel something in your subconscious to where the insecurity fades. And the more you do this, the more you're not even going to be concerned about height. Because I'm going to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, when you meet a guy who has low success with women based off of height, you realize that their flaw is not just their fucking height. It's not just their body. It's that this guy does not have any balls. How about let's check the height of his fucking sack? This guy is like, can I get you your number with the fucking Meta Ray glasses? You have to, if she's fucking 6'1", you'd be like, what's up, baby girl? I see you staring at me from all the fucking way over there. Why don't you give me that fucking number right now? I mean, just let's you know, just the hell with your friends. Let's go out, baby girl. Whatever. Okay? 9 times out of 10, they don't have any confidence. That is their issue. But if you believe that height is an issue, you will get that reflected to you. You will not even notice the fucking trees that are staring at you from across the fucking room. You'll be too busy focused on only what your reality is allowing you to see, which is the girls who are going to reject you because you're short. Yeah, there's going to be some girls who don't like to date short girls. That don't like to date short guys. But you will not know of the girls who don't give a fuck about height or who are fucking 6'5" but are dating, mini me. You will not know about them. Those fucking gnome lovers. If you live in the reality where height is a fucking issue. So take this whole height issue off the pedestal. And if you still want to increase your height, that's fine. But I know 99.99999% of the people who want to increase their height, they're not doing it because they want to fucking reach the top shelf at Costco. They're doing it because they want to get more girls. Okay? Well, I'm telling you the truth. This whole idea that all women want a tall guy is not true. And I've even had a girl who I worked with. It's in my manifestation receipts video where I talk about this girl, Tiki. Okay? And that's not her real name, but we're going to call her that. I remember one of my friends was talking about how he asked her out, and me and him are the same height. And she flat out told him, she was like, I only like tall guys, so you're not my type, right? Fast forward to a month later, and she is sucking my dick dry. And I'm short as fuck, okay? And I really do believe that she wasn't just lying. She probably does like tall guys, because I've heard other people say that about this girl. But with me, It doesn't fucking matter. We don't play by the rules over here, baby boy. Okay? And you don't either. While all these guys are trying to climb the fucking mountain, you are the fucking mountain. Okay? All the tall people look up to you. Why? Because no matter how fucking short you are the one on the throne, exalted to the highest of the heights. There's no such fucking thing about a height. And I'm going to tell you something even deeper on a spiritual level. Anything pertaining to your physical appearance, whether it's height, whether it's your weight, anything, your body does not identify you. Your body doesn't define you. Why? Because you are not the mind, you are not the body, you're just the observer of the mind and the body. So whatever physical flaws that you have, it's not your fault. You are an eternal being living in a human experience. You didn't choose this body. Yeah, you might have done things to not take care of it over the years, but especially things like height that you're born with, that's not your fucking fault. So why the fuck are you listening to other people blame you for it? Who the fuck are they? They probably have other flaws too. If they're so fucking tall and they're so busy fucking shaming you for your height, maybe they should be, trying to hide in their fucking chicken bag. Maybe they should be trying to hide in their fucking monies, their stack. Huh? How about that? Let's look into that, huh? Everybody has a flaw, whether it's height, whether it's their money, whether it's their confidence. And a lot of these tall motherfuckers, that's all they are, is tall. But they don't have any game. They don't have any swag. Just work on everything else. Now, again, there are people who can manifest height increase, but I'm not going to be a manifestation coach that bullshits you. So if you want a height increase, how about first increase your fucking self-concept and see if you still give a fuck about reaching the top shelf at fucking Walmart, okay? I am done here. I am Neil Lartos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.